So 45% of people believe in ghosts.
Yeah,
Well,
add me to that.
Yeah, well, me too. And welcome back to Fright Week here on PTL. All week we're featuring local haunted attractions. So far, all of them have been created ones just for Halloween thrills.
But our next guests say there are real haunted buildings all over Western Pennsylvania, including one local library. We want to welcome psychic mediums and investigators known as the Psychic Sisters, Jean and Suzanne Vincent. So good to have you guys here.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for having us. Yes.
I think this is fascinating to people. I mean, at least to me.
Yeah, to us, yeah.
When you see a building that you know, to think that there's something roaming the halls, haunting the place.
It's insightful because we'll take like a EMF meter, or we'll take like a voice recorder to see and hear images.
So is that how you can tell when there are spirits around, or do you get a sense, like you physically know something?
As a psychic medium, I know something. So when I go in, I can feel the presence of a spirit. I can smell their perfume, or if there's cigarette smoke.
Ooh.
Also, I like to use the electronic equipment too, like the dowsing rods, so people around can see them move. You know, that provides energy too. So, you know, we also can pick up on their energy just by smelling or walking through a building. Sometimes they'll touch you, and you can just feel this thick heaviness.
Is this something that you guys always had growing up, like this ability? Like, did other people understand it? Did you understand it?
In the beginning, no, I didn't understand it, but we did have a house that had a lot of energy in it growing up. And my mother was a spiritualist while we were going to Catholic school, so she decided to figure out, like, why are we feeling energies, and did research on energy and what was all this like movement in the house, and we had a haunted house. So we kind of grew up in it, then we had classes in it, and then we learned that everybody has the gift, just some have it more than others.
Mother had the gift because of a loss. You know, I lost my grandmother young, so we started taking training courses at the spiritualist church. So we're actually mediums, and we give closure by connecting to spirits on the other side of loved ones, and give them signs that they're okay on the other side.
Stories that get me is when young people say something that they could not be making up.
Right.
They say something like they sense a loved one that has passed on, or they say something, you know, and I think as adults maybe we feel that, but we're trained to shut it down and not, you know, that's silliness or whatever. And yet kids, maybe we all have this ability, and some of us don't take advantage of it.
Well, there's signs from heaven sometimes. People say, like, you find a feather, or if you find a coin where there wasn't a coin before. And cardinals are symbolic too. When you're talking about a passed over loved one, all of a sudden there's a cardinal on the porch. So there's signs and symbols from the other side.
So my daughter, this was a couple years ago, said, "Say hi to Susie." We were leaving, we were getting ready to leave, and my grandmother had passed a few months before, and she was always called Susie. My daughter would have never known that because she was always Grandma.
Wow.
And you know, so you're thinking, is she here? I mean,
Right.
nothing ever happened. We didn't see anything, but you know, just to have that happen in the dining room was really interesting.
When little 6-year-olds or 5-year-olds, they really have the gift.
Right.
As they get older, they start to lose the gift, but everybody has the sense of intuition or psychic ability, just like playing the piano or being an artist. Yeah. And I actually kind of feel an M sounding name around you. Can you connect an M?
I think so. I'm trying to think if it's, well,
maybe an older lady.
Yes.
Old lady.
Yes.
With an M sounding name, like maybe Maggie or something like that, or.
well, my grandmother's real name was Naomi. That's why everybody would call her
Naomi?
Susie.
Okay.
It was so bizarre. No one would really know that.
So,
Yeah.
so spirit use your thoughts too. Like all of a sudden you're thinking about your grandmother.
Yeah.
They pop those thoughts into your head with energy. So also everyone is
Fascinating.
intuition. Everyone has the psychic ability. You know, you're driving down the road and all of a sudden you start thinking about your relative and you see a number that has to do with their
So
anniversary.
you feel pulled
You
to
feel
it.
the pull to it.
Okay, so we should probably get to the haunted buildings because this is really interesting.
3 of them in our area, right?
Oh, there's so many in our area.
Okay.
So we have one, the Andrew Bain Mansion Library in Bellevue.
Yes, the Amanda Bain Library in Bellevue is very haunted with Amanda Bain. And the staff have said they've seen electrical issues, computers turn on, computers turn off. Up in the attic, a staff member had said she was outside and the attic light went on. So tons of activity. She's a good ghost, and we love fundraising for the library events, which is October 30th.
if you want to go there. Okay, and the Kaufman House in Zelienople?
Oh, that is a very haunted place. We actually did a fundraiser for the Zelienople Business Association, and people had walked through there in crowds, and they had gotten orbs, streaks, and actually some people gotten actually voices on their recorders. Yes,
Oh, wow.
and I would have brought it today, except I didn't know how
we would play it,
how
and
you
get
would
it out.
play it, but actually it would say, I believe it said Myrtle. Myrtle was the wife of Mr. Kaufman, and she watches that place, make sure everything is tidied up, you know, make sure things are clean, and things like that.
And also Chatham University is the third one, right?
Oh,
Extremely,
yes.
extremely. The
Is there a specific place on Chatham or the whole campus?
like the library and like where the registration, where the old house was for. That was a lot of activity there.
Oh, the Andrew Mellon house. We were in it last year, and my sister and I picked up all kinds of orb streaks with the girls, the students there, and people actually heard voices, and they could hear people talking, and then also they could smell the cigar smoke. So that's a very, very haunted. His home there in Chatham. It's very, very haunted.
So fascinating.
And you guys are going to be at the Bain Library on the 30th, you said?
Yeah, the Bain Library from 6 to 8, which is a fundraiser for the library. Also, we're going to be doing a fundraiser for Animal Friends. We're doing a psychic gallery at the Sewickley Library. And at the Andrew Bain, it's going to be like a mini lecture, and then going through the place with some ghost hunting equipment.
October 22nd for that.
October 22nd.
Great stuff.
Well, thank you
Thanks,
for being
ladies.
here.
Thank you.
And look for upcoming appearances by the Psychic Sisters online, or you can invite them to investigate activity in your own home, and we have their contact information at PittsburghTodayLive.com.
After Halloween, of course, comes Thanksgiving, but you don't have to wait for all the mashed potatoes, gravy, turkey goodness. Chef Bill Fuller says you can enjoy it right now in a gobble-rito. Bill shows us how to make them and a good drink to go with it.
I am so hungry this morning.
Yes.
All right, first, though, we go behind the scenes with Andy Warhol's nephew for a PTL first look at the new exhibit opening at the Warhol Museum this weekend. Up next, how you can see it for yourself for free this weekend. That's when PTL comes right back.